സ്വാഗതം. 2002 ഗുജറാത്ത് വംശഹത്യയിലെ ഏറ്റവും ക്രൂരമായ കൂട്ടക്കൊലകളിൽ ഒന്നിന് സാക്ഷിയാണ് ബിൽക്കിസ് ബാനു. അന്ന് കുടുംബാംഗങ്ങൾക്കൊപ്പം പലായനം ചെയ്യാൻ ശ്രമിച്ച ബിൽക്കിസ് ഗർഭിണിയായിരുന്നു. 3 വയസ്സുള്ള മകളെ സംഘപരിവാറുകാർ നിലത്തെറിഞ്ഞ് കൊലപ്പെടുത്തി. ബന്ധുക്കളെയാകെ കൂട്ടക്കൊല ചെയ്തു. ബിൽക്കിസിനെ ക്രൂരമായ ബലാത്സംഗത്തിന് ഇരയാക്കി. ദീർഘമായ നിയമ പോരാട്ടങ്ങൾക്കൊടുവിലാണ് കേസ് മഹാരാഷ്ട്രയിലേക്ക് മാറ്റിയത്. തുടർന്ന് 11 പ്രതികൾക്ക് ജീവപര്യന്ത ശിക്ഷ വിധിച്ചു. ആ പ്രതികളെ കഴിഞ്ഞ ആഗസ്റ്റ് 15-ന് വിട്ടയക്കാൻ ഗുജറാത്ത് സർക്കാർ തീരുമാനിച്ചു. അതിനെതിരെ ചില മനുഷ്യസ്നേഹികൾ നിയമ പോരാട്ടത്തിലാണ്. CPIM പോളിറ്റ് ബ്യൂറോ അംഗം സുഭാഷിണി അലിയാണ് അതിലൊരാൾ. ഗുജറാത്ത് സർക്കാരിന്റെ നടപടി ചോദ്യം ചെയ്തുള്ള ഇവരുടെ ഹർജി പരിഗണിക്കാമെന്ന് സുപ്രീം കോടതി വ്യക്തമാക്കിയിരുന്നു. സുഭാഷിണി അലി ഇന്ന് ദേശാഭിമാനിക്കൊപ്പമുണ്ട്. അവരോട് നമുക്ക് സംസാരിക്കാം. കോമ്രേഡ് സുഭാഷിണി അലി, വെൽക്കം ടു ദേശാഭിമാനി. You, along with journalist Revati Lal and social activist Rubrek Verma, approached the Supreme Court in this case, and you have got a positive gesture from the Apex Court. Can you elaborate the course of court proceedings?
You see, this was a decision that was taken a few days ago, and Professor Rubrek Verma, Revati Lal, and myself, we were the petitioners in this case in order to get action of the Gujarat government in releasing these 11 terrible criminals who've been convicted of the worst kind of crimes imaginable, to try and get their release revoked and to try and send them back to jail. That was our intention. So today we were given a hearing in the Supreme Court, and it was there was a possibility in the beginning of the hearing that they would say that because the Gujarat High Court, Gujarat government had actually not done anything illegal, so therefore this petition should not be heard. This was the argument made by the other side. And also they said that we had no locus in the matter. So there was some conversation about that. And our lawyer, Mr. Kapil Sibal, was very effective. And then the bench itself said that yes, they had sent that case and told the Gujarat government that they could decide the case in Gujarat. They had conveyed that to the court there. But they had certainly not said that remission should be given. I mean, that was not a direction of the court. And after that, they listened to our petition, and we were a bit worried that it may not stand. But fortunately, we did get a good hearing from them. We might have been expecting something better, but in the circumstances, I think that what the Supreme Court has done today is that it has not closed the door for our quest for justice. The door is open. Maybe it has opened a little wider, and they have given notice. They've agreed to give notice to the Gujarat government. And also we have agreed to serve notices on the 11 convicts so that they can also get an opportunity to state their case. The Supreme Court has also said that the next hearing should be within 2 weeks. Now that is a crucial point. We need to have the next hearing as soon as possible, because in this matter, when the whole country is really concerned, really angry, really upset, people want to see justice being done as soon as possible without any delay. And for them, justice means sending these terrible criminals back to jail.
We know Bilkis herself fought a prolonged legal battle to get the accused punished. The trial was shifted to Maharashtra. Now she has to resume the legal battle. Do you think the new development is travesty of justice?
No, it's a very, very big tragedy that this woman whose sufferings are immense, unimaginable. Comrade Brinda, myself, and others from ADWA, we had met her in that camp in Godhra in 2002 on the 9th of March. This was just after this horrible incident occurred. And I cannot describe to you her condition. And we had to talk with her. We took a statement from her. We, in fact, shared that statement very widely all over the country. And it was the most horrific and brutal crime imaginable. We all know about it. I don't need to go into the details. in which there was mass rape, there was murder, there was brutal murder of little babies, and she herself was 5 months pregnant. And in spite of the horrible nature of the crime, she had to fight till 2008 before the accused was sentenced. And today, and in fact, for the last 2 or 3 days, the judge who sentenced them in Maharashtra, Mr. Salvi, he has made many statements saying that he was not consulted by the Gujarat government at all before they took this decision to release these people. And he totally opposed this decision of their being released. So while the Gujarat government may claim that they have acted within the framework of the law, but there are many shortcomings in their approach. And it is on the basis of those shortcomings that we have filed this petition. They should have discussed the matter with the central agencies who had actually sentenced these people, with the judge, with the central government. And also, we want to know the composition of the committee that the government had set up to advise them on the question of remission. Now, in that committee, it seems that many of the members were actually members of the BJP. And if that is so, then how can we expect them to have had a neutral stand or an objective stand in this matter? So these are the things that make this judgment extremely suspect in our eyes. And these are the points on which actually we have challenged this decision of the Gujarat government. We don't even know if they have consulted the central government before it. Also, I would like to add that one of the people who was on that committee, he has made a most outrageous statement saying that these guilty men are sanskari Brahmins. Now, what does it mean? On the one hand, you call them sanskari Brahmins. On the other hand, you welcome them as heroes when they're let out of jail, because it seems as if because they had perpetrated these terrible atrocities on Muslims, on a Muslim woman and her family members, it seems as if that is the reason that they should be acclaimed as heroes. Now, this is a very, very serious point for every Indian to consider. If now justice is going to be delivered on the basis of the perpetrator's religion and caste, and also on the basis of the victim's religion and caste, then where is the rule of law? Where is the system of justice headed? In our constitution, it is very clear that all subjects, all Indian nationals will be entitled to the same kind of justice. But if this is being overturned, if this whole system is being sabotaged, then this is something that every Indian citizen has to feel extremely concerned about.
It sets a bad precedence that crimes against Muslims can be committed with virtual immunity and no accountability. It gives an indirect encouragement to those elements of Sanghaparivar who gives threats to death and call for violence against minorities. What do you think?
I think we have to see it in a much wider context. It is not only crimes against Muslims, but it is also crimes by upper caste people. So in our country, most of the victims of terrible crimes belong to the minority communities and also to Dalit and tribal communities. Now, if these kind of statements are going to be made, then that means that the most vulnerable sections of our society will not be able to access justice. And this is a very serious matter. We are seeing a huge spike in atrocities against women. We are seeing terrible rapes and murders of women, even older women, young girls. And this is, just increasing by the day. And if this kind of attitude is allowed to stand, and if the courts continue to say that this is all right, then actually the vulnerability of women, poor people, and the most vulnerable communities is going to be at risk, and their access to justice is going to be restricted and maybe even denied.
Yeah, well, Well, comrade, thank you. Thank you for the detailed explanation.
I think that there's a need for everyone to stand in solidarity with those who are fighting this case, in solidarity with Bilkis, because, as I said, goes beyond. She has fought and struggled against terrible odds. But this battle is much more than Bilkis's battle. It should become the battle of every Indian citizen. And I hope that all those who are listening to this in Kerala will rise to the occasion and will take to the streets for justice.
Well, thank you, comrade. Thank you for the detailed explanation and your valuable time. We hope your legal battle will give a positive result.
Thank you. Thank you very much.